public spending in South Sudan, when we talk about, for example, 2018, 2019, there was a budget of 208 billion South Sudanese pounds. The 285 billion South Sudan, this is an equivalent of 1.6 million, 1.6 billion dollars. That was the budget, financial year 2018-2019. That was intended to provide services to run the government within that financial year. But the question is, has that money, the budget, meet the required purpose? Have the people, the citizens, benefited out of it? It's a question that we are interested in as far as this campaign is concerned, or the WAGIF is concerned. So overall, if you look at between 2018 and 2019, you ask yourself, how many infrastructures have been put in place? How many roads have been put? What has improved within this? And how, if this money and the way it was spent, was it in a transparent way? Were the citizens aware of how this money was spent? One of the aim of WAGIF is to contribute to promoting transparent, fair and accountable public procurement process in this country. So WAGIF is trying to identify gaps within the public procurement process. Secondly, WAGIF is also trying to find out who are the people that are responsible for these, who are supposed to ensure that the public property are protected. And we are talking about the Anti-Corruption Commission, is to question what is your role as an Anti-Corruption Commission, or have you done your role? And in this case, we are trying to push to say that Anti-Corruption Commission, you need to do your role. And also, but not only us, we are giving giving a platform for citizens mainly to say what they wanted to say.
I want to have access to intensive health care. I have to have access to quality education. I have to move freely in my country from state to state.
My expectation would be that there is need for transparency, there is need for fairness in terms of awarding contracts to any of the companies. We have seen one or two companies doing work for the last 10 years, of which even in the process, you don't know how they were selected, you don't know how they ended up being awarded contracts, and the work they do also is not up to standard.
Accountability for sure is very important, and transparency is really important, in that it is the only way we can be able to realize sustainable development. If resources are being spent and there is no accountability for those resources, then it will be difficult for us to tell if those resources are being spent on people's interest, if they're being spent to advance development of the country, or if they're being spent for individual interests. And this is where the element of accountability comes in, because if an officer is entrusted to spend public resources, it's not meant for them, and they have to report back what have they done. And this brings me to the question of budget process in this country. Do we get reports as a country? Do we get to understand how budget execution has happened during a financial year, and then what is the next priority for the next year as public? So the element of accountability is really important. It's the only way we can get feedback as citizens that our money, our resources have been spent for our priority and for our benefit. Yes, there's a big link. There's a huge link. Actually, I am one person who has said that the higher somebody rises in public service rank, they become the most highest servant, and they have the higher responsibility to deliver to the people. So there's actually a direct correlation between the government, the responsibility of the government, and the public priorities and the public needs. And in this country, I must say that sometimes it's difficult. We have not gotten that right as a country, because if you look at the kind of money that we got in 2005 when we started as semi-autonomous state, and then after independence, public interest would be at least to get health services to the people. But if you look at the hospitals in this country, a lot is left to be desired. The other interest, which I know, as I say it now, it resonates with as many South Sudanese as possible, is education. We cannot run a country without a proper education system. But then when you look at national budget, where is most of our money allocated, you realize that health and education is not carrying a required percentage of the budget. So there's a direct link, and it's important for people to